So. Continue. Laden. Gut. Also. Wer letztes Mal nicht dabei war, im Endeffekt frisch angefangen, diese Visual Novel. Hintergrundinformationen zu Higurashi wären eventuell nicht schlecht, wenn man die hat. Dankeschön. Im Endeffekt Shion, die Zwillingsschwester von Mion, ist in einer Mädchenschule oder sonst wie und ist gerade abgehauen. Und mehr ist im Endeffekt noch nicht passiert. Okay. I watched the school premises while waiting, but it looked like nothing strange was going on. Hintergrundinfos raus. Zu Higurashi meinst du? Das ist ein bisschen schwer, weil da schon recht viel passiert ist. Also wir sind im 5. von 8 Kapiteln. Kein Problem, now. Bis gleich. Wir sind im 5. von 8 Kapiteln. Es ist sehr, sehr schwer, weil das zusammenzufassen. Ich würde empfehlen, entweder die Visual Novel zu spielen oder zu schauen oder den Manga zu lesen oder den Anime zu schauen. Weil da kommt man am schnellsten auf den Stand, wo wir gerade sind. Es ist sehr, sehr schwer, da das zusammenzufassen, was bisher so passiert ist. Beziehungsweise wird recht lang dauern. Walking Dead schaue ich leider nicht, nee. The building was lit up and the beautiful Western-style architecture made it hard to believe that it was a school. Bezüglich dem Zeug hier jetzt, wenn man die Dinger davor nicht kennt, einfach mal, würde ich meinen, einfach mal zuschauen und schauen, was man so rauskriegt aus dem ganzen Zeug. Weil jedes Kapitel ist teilweise dann auch noch seine eigene erzählte Geschichte. Auch wenn sich's ab dem Kapitel hier schon auf andere Dinge ein bisschen bezieht. Als eigenständige Geschichte soll's auch noch ganz okay sein. Was halt eben jetzt in dem Zeug hier passiert ist, ist eigentlich nicht viel. Also im Endeffekt Mion ist in einer recht strengen Mädchenschule oder sonst was. Und die ist halt beim letzten Mal einfach ausgebrochen. Und steht jetzt vorm Tor von dieser Schule und wartet auf jemanden. Und ja, mehr ist im Endeffekt in dem Story-Teil hier nicht wirklich passiert. It should be armed with electrifying wires, searchlights, and guard dogs like the prison it is. I thought I'd experience a surge of school memories in a situation like this, but it didn't happen. That sort of thing only happens when you have good memories. I have no good memories of this school, so there's nothing to remember. But if I could pick a series of images to recall, it'd be the luxurious dinners we had every night. So my memories would be nothing but international cuisine, Japanese, Chinese, French and so on. Da passt was nicht. International Cuisine, das ganze Zeug spielt in Japan. Da passt Japanisch in internationale Küche nicht unbedingt rein. What the hell? That's just too funny. I burst into laughter. Wer der Antigott ist, sagt mir jetzt nichts, ne? At that point, I heard a car approaching. I crouched in the darkness. The plate number is the same I was expecting. That's the car. I jumped out and rushed to the passenger side, then opened the door and got in. Nice to see you, Shion-san. The driver was a man of early old age. He'd be angry if he heard me say that, though. He thinks he's still middle-aged. He looked at my face and learned that I succeeded. He smiled. Ah, the air feels so fresh. I want to eat a burger for a start. I heard they serve excellent food in the school, but I suppose you were served nothing but gruel, huh? No, wait, dumbass. I was just kidding. Step on the gas if you have time to laugh at me. As you wish. 'Cause I really did laugh out loud. After telling me to buckle up, he accelerated. The cathedral-like school disappeared from the mirror in an instant. It disappeared so quickly that I didn't have time for a search of dinner memories. Goodbye, my lovely school days. Haha, I'm going to fill my stomach with junk food from now on. I'll forever be free from the table manners you taught me. Aha! Serves you right. As we drove, the scenery began to change. Soon we were surrounded by vast fields of crops and few streetlights. It reminded me that this was just the countryside of Japan, not Europe. Are you hungry? Would you like me to stop somewhere to eat? That's okay, I already ate. I lied. I'm actually a bit hungry. I didn't eat much at dinner to avoid slowing myself down with a full stomach. I appreciated Kazai's offer, but I didn't feel like taking the time to eat while we were still in enemy territory. It's late, so you'll find only vending machines at the highway rest stops. Oh, I've heard there are hamburger and Odin vending machines nowadays. Huh? What the hell? That dispense a cup? Will that dispense a cup and the ingredients like a coffee vending machine? That's gross. Haha, I don't think it's like that. It usually comes in a can. Sorry, I can't stand canned food. Still, I thought you might have grown out of it. I haven't because I can't. Shut up. Why are you laughing? Kazai chuckled. He must have been trying to help me relax. He isn't usually so talkative. I'm exhausted. I'm going to get some sleep. How do I recline this? Look for the lever on the lower left part of the seat. Can you find it? Oh, here it is. Here I go. Kazai laughed again. Did I do something funny? No. It's just that the way you talked sounded like Mion-san. Well, obviously, Mion and I are identical twins. We're perfect copies of each other. When I react to something, so will Mion. When Mion reacts to something in a certain situation, I'll react the same way. How's Sis? I believe she's fine. I only see her when I bring your father to the family councils. That's right, she doesn't live in our parents' home anymore. She's living with the hag in Hinamizawa now, isn't she? She moved into the main house around the same time you started going to that school. I responded with disinterest, even though I was the one to ask about her in the first place. The main house is where Oryo, the current leader of the Sonozaki family, lives. That's my grandma, who I call a hag. But when we use the phrase the main house, that usually means more than just a dwelling. What Kazai refers to is the same thing. Did she change? You mean Mion-san? Yeah, I think she has to have changed if she's living so closely with the hag. Kazai juggled yet again. He knows I hate my grandma. I haven't noticed any changes. She's still the Mion-san you know. What about me? Did I change? No, not at all. Kazai responded quickly with a smirk. I haven't seen him for a while though. It's not fun if he answers this quickly. I glared at him, and then he burst out laughing. Ha ha! You haven't changed at all. That's admirable, since you've been in such a strict school for so long. Ha ha ha! Damn it! Laugh as much as you want. I'm going to sleep. There's a blanket in the back. Please make use of it. Thanks. I grabbed the blanket and rolled up in it. I'm exhausted, but I can't go to sleep. It's strange. Or maybe not. I must be tired from the escape. It's just that I'm still feeling tense. So I have to declare it once again, if only to calm myself. I'm sleeping. I totally am. Alright, it's the third time you said that. Do I have to give you permission to sleep? You're talking too much. I can't go to sleep if you don't quiet down. I apologize, princess. I'll keep quiet now. This interaction with Kazai reminded me of the old peaceful days in Okinomiya. Well, I don't really know if I can call those days peaceful. We were in the middle of the damn protests back then, after all. We all united together, and now that I think about it, we pulled a lot of pretty dangerous stunts. If the authorities ever find out what I did, I'd never escape going to juvie. Well, at least half the people in Hinamizawa would be off to prison. We didn't think of them as criminal acts, though. It was a war. It might also have been a festival where every person in Hinamizawa joined together in protest. It was a struggle, but it was also fun. It was fun to throw stones at the SWAT team with everybody. We hid ourselves in somebody's home when they chased after us. We'd even go crowd around the police station, demanding the release of our arrested comrades. Was waren die Proteste? Die haben also Tokio, irgendwelche höheren Leute haben halt geplant, bei Hinamizawa, also so einem kleinen Dorf, einen Damm zu bauen, und der Damm würde halt Hinamizawa komplett überfluten und so weiter. Und das wollten halt die ganzen Leute, die da gewohnt haben, nicht, und haben dann eben protestiert. Und das nicht ganz harmlos, also die waren da recht gewalttätig auch. Im letzten Kapitel haben wir die ganze Situation mit dem Enkelsohn von irgendeinem Politiker oder sowas. Also die haben den Enkelsohn von dem Politiker auch entführt. Eben um da halt irgendwann eventuell den als Bestechung oder sowas zu benutzen, damit dieser Damm halt nicht gebaut wird. Und am Ende haben sie gesiegt auch, also der Damm wurde nicht gebaut, und ja, das waren so die Proteste gegen diesen Dammbau einfach. Ja. When we snuck into the construction site and sabotaged it, it felt more like we were playing at war than conducting one. I got so excited back then. I felt united with my fellow members, even though they were strangers to me, and that memory warms my heart. Yes, the way it felt back then was like helping everyone to carry a sacred palanquin through the village, getting all sweaty and exhausted together. Until we all collapsed face first on the ground and shared our excitement and cheers with unfamiliar faces over tea. I was just a kid back then. I remember accompanying young men who worked for my dad out to the village to do various bad things. I was arrested a few times. It didn't feel any different, though, than when I was called to the teacher's office for forgetting my homework. The other villagers were furious about the damn project, but for those of us who were kids at the time, it's a pretty fun memory. All that came to a sudden end a few years ago. It wasn't only the power of the protest that ended the damn construction project. The Sonosaki family and my dad's organization had worked secretly in the shadows. This is top secret information in the Sonosaki family, but it said they may or may not have kidnapped the Minister of Construction's grandson. Der Enkel vom Minister, vom Bauminister, Dingenszeug. In order to blackmail him. The grandson was found a few days after the abduction. He was found in the mountains of Yaguchi. He didn't simply disappear, and he wasn't demoned away. That means some kind of deal was made secretly. A year after that, the dam construction plan was halted indefinitely. The police suspected the villagers' involvement and investigated, but they couldn't find any leads. Da bin ich. Hallo. Da bin ich, ja. The villagers never betrayed each other. They'd do anything to protect their fellow men. They fabricated fake alibis and fake evidence. It was easy to deceive the police. Gah. Ah. The car suddenly shook, snapping me out of it. It must have run over a bump or something. I suddenly realized my expression was a very happy one for some reason. Ah, I must be looking forward to going home. Shion-san, are you awake? What is it? Would you like me to take you to the house in Okinomiya? Where else would you be taking me? I answered straightforwardly with a frown. Kasai then also chose to reply straightforwardly. It was the family head who decided on your enrollment in Saint Lucia, and you ran away from there. You do understand the situation you're in? The school the heck chose didn't fit me, that's all. Shion-san, I know. Shut up. As the head of the Sonosaki family, the heck's decisions are absolute. They are nothing like, say, the 3-second rule. Worse, the decision to confine me to an academy far away from the Sonosaki family was made before I was even born. Shion was the name they gave me. My sister Mion has a character that means demon in her name. That was to signify that she's the successor of demons. In other words, she would be the successor of the Sonosaki family and its demonic bloodline. My name Shion has a character that means temple in it. This means that I was destined to take the veil and be confined in a temple. Thinking of that reminds me how much I hate this name of mine. For starters, the person known as Shion is an abominable being to the Sonosaki family, because it meant the family had 2 heirs. I don't have to cite the countless historical examples to explain. It's easy to imagine how that could prove troublesome for succession. According to our long-held family traditions, one of the twins was to be strangled to death right after birth. Unbelievable, isn't it? What that means is that I have to be grateful just to be alive and breathing to this day. I heard the hag actually put her hands around my neck right after I was born. I don't know what exchange took place in that moment. Maybe some brave relative of mine managed to get her to stop. Or maybe she was in an extremely good mood that day. Then don't try to strangle me. We are twins. There are no apparent differences between us. But the first one out of my mom's stomach was named Mion, and the second one drew the short straw and got named Shion. Everyone else was desperate to tell us apart, but we sisters just found that awfully ridiculous. There wasn't any difference between us. No one could tell us apart, even if we only swapped heads. We wondered why all the grown-ups were trying to see the differences. Well, our fun as twins didn't last forever. One day they created an undeniable, clear distinction between Mion and Shion. Mion went to the main Sonosaki house to live with the hag and to learn how to become the successor. And I was to be confined at Saint Lucia's. I have no objections to Sis's inheritance. I used to be jealous, but now I feel that having to learn about and follow the traditions would just make me tired. I even feel sorry for Mion. So I'm not going to be a threat to the family even if I'm back in Okinomiya. but the hag doesn't seem to think that way. She thinks of me as some kind of evil omen. That's why she wanted to keep me away from her. That doesn't matter to me. I don't want to see her face either. I don't care if she doesn't allow me to enter Hinamizawa. She can charge me 10,000 yen per step I take there. But I want her to let me live in Okinomiya, where I grew up. When I was little, I was in Hinamizawa, but I don't remember it much. And I'm not very attached to it. I do have good memories of my elementary school days in Okinomiya. The town isn't very sophisticated, but I kind of like it there. If you go back to Okinomiya, somebody from the family will notice you, and then they'll report you to the main house. Are you worried the hag will hear about me? Ha! That might be a problem. I hope you understand the situation. What, Kazai? Are you telling me to go back to that awful place? No, I'm not. What I'm trying to say is, you want to know whether I'm prepared or not. I just hope you understand what might happen. Well, I know what you mean. You'll be held responsible for helping me escape if things go bad, right? You should caress your pinky finger while you can, Kazai, before they take it away from you. You should look forward to being rolled up in a futon mat and thrown into the Onigafuchi swamp in that case. Maybe they'll send you to the torture room in the garden. I heard there's a big torture room in the main Sonozaki house. I've never seen it though. I heard they used to torture and kill the enemies of the village in there. It's just awful, really. I hope I don't end up as victims of this place. Victim of the place, good. Okay. Everything's going to be alright. You really resemble your mother. In the way you take chances, I mean. That's normal, she's my mom. My dad and mom will be furious if they find out about my escape. I'm more afraid of them than the hag. I don't want to go into the details, but my dad is part of the Yakuza. He's in charge of the organization which covers the Shishibone area. He's in a very important position. Willkommen zurück now. So is Kazai here. He's an old friend of Dad who really trusts him. I don't know if this is true, but I heard Kazai used to be very aggressive, though he's gentle now. I also heard he has tons of scars. He was in charge of a few large areas, but after he was injured badly in a fight, he retired. Now he's my dad's consultant, aka a drinking buddy. He was my caretaker in my childhood, and now I feel like he's my butler. At first I thought my dad asked him to supervise me, so I hated him. But in time I started to feel like he was on my side. This is just a hunch. But I think Kazai used to be in love with my mom. Ooh. My dad, mom and Kazai were in a love triangle. Though my dad took the lead in the end. Kazai couldn't leave my mom entirely, so he stayed around as my dad's friend. This is interesting. I can tell that from the way he acts. He's seeing my mom in me. That's why he says I look like my mom every now and then. It kind of gave me the creeps at first, but he isn't a bad guy at all. He's actually pretty funny. I only found that out after I got used to him. So when I thought about escaping, I naturally turned to him. I contacted him in an early stage of my plan and arranged to meet him today. You could call him a conspirator. It's not surprising he's worried about my return to Okinomiya. Considering the rules and traditions, cutting off his pinky finger isn't too far from reality. Ha! I might be rolled up in a futon mat and thrown into the swamp for real, though, too. Even so, there's only one place for me to return. I'm going to Okinomiya and nowhere else. That's my hometown. This might be a kind of homesickness, but I don't care what it looks like. So what are you going to do? The Sonozaki family is everywhere. Well, I'll lay low for now. If somebody sees me, I'll tell them I'm Mion. Ha! Then what? Then, after things calm down a little bit, I'll start talking to my closest relatives. I know they'll be on my side. I know some people who covered for me when I had a fight with my dad once. I see. You're trying to create a feint comply. So that the Sonosaki main house will have to accept you later on. I hope that works. It will. There were many people who were opposed to the idea of enrolling me in that school. That decision was obviously made because of the hag's hatred toward me. Don't you agree, Kazai? Well, yes! I thought that decision was excessive. She couldn't make the right decision because she was suffering from menopause. All the fuss surrounding the damn protest drove her nuts. Hallo Trashlord. Hast was verpasst? Bisschen Higurashi. Aber da ist nicht wirklich viel passiert. Daher würde ich fast sagen, nicht wirklich. Kazai smiled. I couldn't go to sleep after all, even though I was rolled up in a blanket. Even though I told Kazai to shut up, I kept talking to him. In time, I got tired of talking. As I could feel the car run smoothly on the highway, Kazai spoke to me again. Shion-san, look. I was so tired that I ignored him. I wondered what he wanted me to look at, but I wasn't that interested. Yet I opened my eyes slightly and saw a sign quickly pass by. Kazai probably wanted me to see that sign. It had an illustration of azaleas around the letters that said, "Welcome to Shishibone City. My hometown is coming right up." Kapitel 5, Meakashi. Shion Sonosaki. Okay. Das hatten wir bei den anderen Kapiteln nicht, ne? Dass das Kapitel selbst nochmal richtig vorgestellt wird. Keiji Maebara, Rena Ryugu, Mion Sonosaki, Satoku Hojo und Reika Furude. Also Keiji ist hier wieder dabei. Satoshi Hojo, Kurauro Oishi, Jiro Tomitake, Miyota Nakano, Kyosuke Irie, Tatsuyoshi Kazai, Rumiko Chie, Akane Sonosaki. Okay. Die ganzen Leute sind anscheinend dabei. Ey, die Musik kenne ich sogar. Aus dem Anime. Oder, glaube ich. Keiji sehen, wenn das Ganze aus Shions Sicht spielt. Das ist richtig. Da sehen wir Keiji zum ersten Mal in dritter Person. Nicht in erster Person. Beziehungsweise in zweiter Person dann. Bam, bam, bam. Ah ja, das war Ende von Kapitel 1. Kapitel 2 wird dann nächste Woche angefangen. Also im Vergleich zu den Fragekapiteln, also Kapitel 5, das wir jetzt hier spielen, das Meakashi-hen, das ist ja das erste Antwortkapitel. Und im Vergleich zu den Fragekapiteln, also Kapitel 1 bis 4, hat sich da das schon um einiges, weiß nicht, ist nochmal verbessert, würde ich fast sagen.